This video is on cloud security controls. Cloud is great because organizations can hand off most of the responsibilities to a third party. Traditionally, all responsibilities lie with the end user, from physical security to electricity. But there are some areas that end user still retains responsibility for, like securing data. Cloud customers are usually responsible for things like securing their own applications, systems, and datasets running in the cloud. That means you have to prevent attacks that leverage traffic to your specific application and update and patch software you install or run on cloud resources. This is one of the biggest challenge we have as we migrate more heavily towards cloud computing, is the ability to protect data that is stored external to our organizations. Usually cloud vendors offer security control tools. You call this cloud native tools, but you could also use third-party tools from third-party vendors. Cloud native controls are good because it's customized for defending the provider's infrastructure, has pre-built security policy and firewall rules, and is already integrated with other cloud services like logging and reporting. And most of the solutions are free or cheap. However, protection is limited and can only be applied to cloud resources managed by the third party and doesn't offer a holistic solution. I'd like to remind you that businesses usually have their own on-premises network as well. This is why it's usually combined with third-party solutions. Hybrid solutions provide a holistic approach when safeguarding both on-site and third-party cloud-based resources. Let's talk firewall, for example. You have a firewall for your business network that may be on-premise, but you're gonna need a firewall as well for your cloud resources. Cloud providers usually have a firewall and comes as a as-service solution and can easily be integrated into your overall cloud package and can be deployed and managed through a single platform. You're going to have to look at numerous factors like cost, need for segmentation, manageability, flexibility, scalability, and so on before deciding what to go with. And sometimes it's not that simple. Most organizations utilizes a tool called CASB, Cloud Access Security Broker. This is a software that is utilized to implement organizations' security control. Cloud Access Security Brokers are on-premises or cloud-based security policy enforcement software that is placed between cloud service consumers and cloud service providers to combine and interject enterprise security policies as the cloud-based resources are accessed. It includes all security policies to include authentication, single sign-on, credential mapping, authorization, encryptions, and so forth. There's also a similar tool called Secure Web Gateway, which is a network security solution that may be deployed on-premises or via the cloud, and it enforces business policies and screens internet-bound traffic. While security controls are good, keep in mind you also need to ensure availability, and having too much controls might slow things down, and there has to be a good balance between the two. Cloud needs to provide high availability rate. High availability rate is just ability to function even if some of the components fail, and is often indicated using set of nines like 99.999 availability rate. High availability across zones refers to systems that are reliable enough to operate without interruption. There's systems that's been tested heavily and include redundant components. They ultimately provide high operational performance and quality. Usually high availability is achieved with multiple servers running together as one. Other servers share the burden with the primary server. A continuously operating storage system is known as high availability storage. Redundancy is the key to high availability because it allows data to be stored in multiple locations and it removes a single point of failure. This is basically what provides replication capability as well. Replication is the process of transferring data from one location to another. In a disaster, this technology allows organizations to have up-to-date copies of its data, and this is the reason why cloud is heavily used. Also, it allows dynamic resource allocation. What this means is it allows allocating virtual cluster resources based on demand. And because cloud is virtualized, it's easy to manage all of these resources, and virtual network uses software to connect virtual machines and devices regardless of their location. Also, cloud offers instance awareness. Cloud instance computing is where a single piece of hardware is turned into a software that runs on several computers. A cloud server can easily be relocated from one physical machine to another without causing any downtime. Usually all these resources are accessed through VPC. VPC endpoint allows you to privately connect to your VPC to supported services. It doesn't require you to deploy internet gateway, network address translation, or VPN. Virtual private cloud also allows you to segment network. Network segmentation divides a network into multiple segments or subnets, each acting as its own small network. You can have public and private subnet. A public subnet is a subnet that is associated with the route table that has a route to an internet gateway, and private subnet is a subnet that is associated with the route table that doesn't have a route to an internet gateway. Resources in a private subnet cannot communicate directly with the internet and vice versa. Cloud also needs good resource policies. Policies can be implemented in cloud using various ways. Container security is one of them. Container security is the process of implementing security tools and policies to assure that your container is running as intended, including protection of infrastructure, supply chain, runtime, and everything in between. Admins can also set group settings. Users and computers can be grouped into security groups, and they can be given proper rights and permissions to execute specific activities. You can set permissions to read, write, and delete files and can grant what is needed to a user or a group or even an application. Access permissions can be assigned to a specific client or server and directories within that system, program, and data files. Admins also have control for encryption. Admins can dictate what kind of data should be encrypted and can vary from scenario to scenario. Cloud also needs secrets management, which refers to tools and process used to manage digital authentication credentials like passwords, keys, APIs, and tokens for usage in applications, services, privileged accounts, and other sensitive parts of the IT ecosystem. Cloud also needs a way to audit. Security audit is a method of evaluating security of a company's information system by analyzing how well it meets a certain set of criteria. This is critical for cloud that's storing the data. Storage security audit is usually done by a professional using methodological assessment and verification of storage infrastructure security and information management procedures. A third party or someone from internal can perform the audit. Audits should check for numerous things, including API vulnerabilities. API security is a broad phrase that refers to procedures and technologies that protect application programming interface. APIs have become a big target for hackers since they are essential for designing web-based interactions. Application programming interface basically makes software development and innovation easier by allowing apps to communicate data and functionality, which can leave room for a lot of vulnerabilities if not secured properly.